And we're back. This is the second week of November, and this is a good week. I always turn to you first.
Yeah,
This is a good week, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. I think this is, I don't know, all this stuff kind of seems to come out the same week. Funny that all that happens. But no, there's a lot of things that I'm really excited about, and still to this moment I haven't decided on a pick of the week. Because I took that out of your pile, but that still might be my pick of the week. Y'all can't see these comics, but I don't know. It might be both of them. It might be both of them.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You don't have much to talk about for DC anyway.
I don't. Yeah. So pretty. Okay. Well, as always, let's begin with our independent books, our publishers outside the DC and Marvel realm.
Yes. First up, for Walking Dead fans, the second installment in All Out War. Brian, you read this earlier?
Yep. They're going after Negan. He's going back at him because he's all crazy.
Lots of fighting, lots of zombies.
You kind of don't want him to beat him because the only thing that could follow him is something worse.
That's true.
He is absolutely terrible.
I mean, he's definitely the worst than the governor, so yeah.
So, it's just... and what issue is this?
2 out of 12.
No.
116.
So Negan's been around for about 17 issues now, and he's just been...
Yeah, something like that. It was a little bit before 100.
Yeah, he's just... Ugh, what a bummer of a guy.
Yeah. So, this is one you don't want to miss for Walking Dead fans. Okay, anyway, enough reading that. Second issue of 3 by Kieran Gillen and Ryan Kelly comes out. The story of slave during ancient times and Spartans and lots of blood.
There's a wiener in there.
Well, it's Roman, so you can't throw a stone without hitting one. So, lots of blood, Spartans, and the like. From Dark Horse.
Child.
I'm sorry.
Why are you...
It's because you always get the independent books, and there's always going to be, like, genitalia.
Art. It's art.
You're right.
It seems fairly rare that we're talking about even books that even have just have boobs on them.
I know. But every time she flips through one, I'm just like, gosh, so crazy. It's either a boob or a spoiler that she, like, flips through and ruins for me.
It's alright. Spoilers just make you anticipate it more.
So, never mind.
Star Wars issue 11. And this one, the previous issue had set up a big space battle. And in this issue, you get all the X-Wing action you can stand.
Isn't it the first artist from issue 1?
Yes, Carlos Donda.
Yeah.
And he's great with all this technical work on all the spaceships.
Yeah, the ships always look really cool.
Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon looks awesome.
Very dynamic views on these space battles instead of just seeing it from one camera angle. He's pulling...
Not crazy about his 3PO.
Well, whatever. Anywho. It's great.
Yeah.
Second issue of Rocket Girl has also come out, and we're still following Rocket Girl as she's in the 80s and dealing with convincing these people that they've created time travel and her future and all that good stuff.
I do love 80s pre-Giuliani New York. What a fun place for that to take place in. Just the worst place in the world.
Yes. Also, we don't have a copy because they're already been pulled to different boxes, but issue number 1 of Manifest Destiny came out this week. Great story about exploration of the American West and what may have really happened during Lewis and Clark's journey.
I'm sure that's what happened.
I'm sure that's what
there
happened.
were monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not cool if there was.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Bandit. We don't have a copy of that either.
Dark Horse put out a hardcover collection of Bandit.
And if you've been on Nerdist stuff, Nerdist now. Nerdspan. I was listening to the Nerds podcast. I'm sorry. If you've been on nerdspan.com, you might have seen my interview with the creators of Bandit, Paul Tobin and Colin Cooper. If not, you should check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess moving on to DC Comics. You know what? I have decided there are 2 picks of the week coming out. Not coming out of DC Comics. One's coming out.
Moving on.
Issue 2 of Charles Soule's Superman and Wonder Woman. This time it looks like they are fighting Wonder Woman villains. Who did they fight? Was it Doomsday? Or something like that in issue 1?
I think Doomsday's still in there, because I remember flipping through it and seeing Doomsday.
I think, yeah, it was a Doomsday-ish
It's Apollo
thing.
in there.
Yeah, there's Wonder Woman villains this time around.
Doomsday.
I don't know. I bring it up because people are into this thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We'd like to know who you are
Certainly not at Conway Comics.
and why.
Who's Candlehead?
Oh, that's Hades.
Hades has candles for heads.
Read a Wonder Woman book.
You want me to read that one?
No.
Okay, then.
She said a
Actually,
Wonder Woman.
go back and read Raka's Wonder Woman book.
Does Hades got candles for heads?
No.
Well, then, I'm not interested. Alright, and now, issue 25 of Batgirl. And if things feel a little bit like they did last year, well, it should, because Gail Simon's not writing this one. Marjorie Bennett is. And Brian was telling me that she does some fill-in stuff for people at DC. I know I've heard her name before, and it must be because of that.
I know she did some of the Villains Month stuff, and it seems like she's picking up something that was weird.
Yeah.
Now, is there a reason why Gail's not writing this book? Has that to do with Red
don't-
Sonja?
All I know is that 24 was part 2 of a
Mhm.
4-part story, and
Yeah.
then 25 is clearly not. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just, maybe she was just like, I don't want to write the 0-year book. I don't know.
Is this is this like a one story, one...
Yeah, the 0 years
so
I think are all number 25.
She must not have not felt a connection to it,
Sure.
or didn't want to do the research, or whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
it's,
mean, if we want to keep complaining about Batgirl, the issue before Villains Month was the first part of the story. Then it was a Villains Month, which she wrote the ventriloquist issue, but it didn't have anything to do with that story. Then part 2 came out in 24, and now we're skipping another part, and so part 3 will be in the next issue. So it's like a bi-monthly comic book.
I will say
It's
this,
kind of annoying.
flipping through it, Gotham sucks.
Well, I live there.
Well, this is during 0 year, which we got a small taste of it at the end of the last issue of Batman. You know, with the power going out, 0 year, Gotham has turned into the nightmare.
Well, remember the first pages of it?
Yeah,
were
the
like
motorcycle.
the apocalypse and stuff.
Yeah. Like that I Am Legend. Is that the movie with Will Smith? Yeah. It's like the place has gone wild-ish. Trying to think if there's anything else DC-ish that I want to pull up. I know that issue 2...
There's lots from DC. Just
Yeah.
The Nightwing 0 year issues in there.
I'll talk a little bit more about some other stuff. Issue 2 of Coffin Hill from Vertigo is coming out. I know Mara has been digging this. You dug
First
this?
issue.
The first issue was good.
Yeah, so...
I like the artist a lot.
Yes.
The guy who did the
Fairest.
the
Rapunzel arc.
Rapunzel arc, yeah.
Very cool. So, yeah. Okay, sorry, that's all a weird advertisement. So that's exciting. And, yeah, Nightwing is... Ooh, it's a little more...
They're in alphabetical order.
Hey, this side.
Okay. Nightwing, issue 2 of Nightwing.
Issue 25.
25 of Nightwing with Kyle Higgins. So let me ask you this. You read Nightwing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the events of Forever Evil, our villains...
Not at all. They haven't dealt with
okay.
it at all yet.
Okay.
It looks like they're going to wait until it's all over and then deal with whatever happens.
Oh.
Which it's got to be some sort of universal mind wipe, because if you know Dick Grayson is Nightwing, how do you not know immediately that Bruce Wayne is Batman?
Right, and I wonder if like Kyle Higgins even knows. Like if they even like said,
Sure, yeah.
hey, by the way, we totally
look,
killed Nightwing.
There are rumors going around that they're going to kill him, so I don't know.
Poor Kyle Higgins.
I mean, it is his favorite character.
You know, that's
Because
To have him
Batman
killed
is
under
awesome.
your watch.
yeah.
Or not even under your watch.
Yeah, no,
Behind your back
you should be
almost.
allowed to kill him if that's your character. Yeah. So, oh well. Yeah, it's a bummer, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to Marvel.
Alrighty.
The very sad Kitty Pryde.
Just on the cover.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the cover will lead you to believe that perhaps the little X-Men are dead, but they're not. They just get new costumes. It's all good. They are hanging out with Cyclops, though, which is not going to be cool, I don't think. Although, if you're an old fan of the X-Men and you love Kitty Pryde with Ileana, this is something cool, because they all get to hang out and be friends again. Next up, we got Cataclysm Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Basically, this is just the next issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. It does tie in Galactus shows up at the end, but this is pretty much just following the events of the Cloak and Dagger story. So you've been reading Ultimate X Spider-Man. Don't let this stop you from getting it. Same creative team, everything, just a different number.
I can't remember what happened last time for us Defenders.
Chicks were doing stuff.
The hip hop girl that can dance.
Yes,
and has
that's
the,
right. It was the Infinity tie-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is sadly the second to last issue of Fearless Defenders because you guys wouldn't buy it. Thank you very much.
Totally did.
I'm not talking to you.
I know. Just like I bought Journey into Mystery.
Bought it
Yeah.
and loved it.
We tried Red She-Hulk.
And you know what I liked most about Fearless Defenders? There were a lot of female Marvel characters I was unfamiliar with. And they were just brought in like it was no big deal. Just
There's one right there.
Yeah.
pulling them in, using them for whatever part of the story they needed. And
Aside from Valkyrie, that's pretty much the whole what the team consisted. I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, Misty Knight and
Danny
Moonstar to an extent, or at least somewhat known characters. But yeah, it was Clea. Who's seen Clea?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was a great book to just highlight the different female characters, but
Yeah.
it's not around anymore
Oh well.
Speaking
after
of
December.
obscure female Marvel characters,
So Superior Spider-Man, our friend Stunner here, is angry at Spider-Man because Spider-Man killed Doc Ock. But what? Spider-Man is Doc Ock. She
I
just
know.
doesn't know it. So
Big
she's gonna
fat
kill Doc
Stunner.
Ock.
Sounds like a sitcom.
Stunner's such a weird character.
Yes.
This big fat chick. That
She's not fat.
No,
Not
she
anymore.
is.
Yes. She comes out of a coma. Oh. No, yeah, there is some kind of virtual reality crap.
Yeah,
going
and
on.
she's like an
Oh,
avatar. To,
She is, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, she totally.
I thought they were
I forgot
referring to
about
her on the cover.
Yeah, it's so strange. It's like Dan Slott's just like, Stunner.
She's an established character. He didn't make this up just now.
Oh.
She was around in.
Well, I know that she was like around the '90s, but that's what I'm saying. He's like pulling Spider-Man 2099 and Stunner.
Well, again, I mean, the idea of, okay, well, Ma, you want to kill Doc Ock, but haha, you're killing Spider-Man,
It's weird.
It's pretty funny.
It's okay.
And then we got Thor, God of Thunder. This is the third part, I think, of the Malekith story? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've seen Thor 2, you now know who Malekith is. So,
Go see Thor 2.
Yes. So
it's cool movie.
this is Jason Aaron doing his version. It's pretty awesome. And that's pretty much it for Marvel.
Right on. Well, I guess it's time for picks of the week. You ready?
Yeah.
What's your pick of the week?
Another number one from Image, Umbral, which I have not gotten a chance to read it fully, but it was portrayed as kind of a female protagonist, dark fantasy, magical realms story. So, for those of you who may have liked Sword of Sorcery's Amethyst, this may be a good book for you to check out.
I did. But it got canceled.
I was going to say, less people bought Amethyst than they did Fearless Defenders. So.
Yeah. that poor book. It's...
Well, you don't have to be a fan of Amethyst in Gem World to pick up
Be a
Umbral.
fan of like Game of Thrones or
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Any story, Arya. That's right. If you're a fan of Arya Stark,
There you go.
pick up Umbral.
A fan of Tony Stark.
Yeah, pick up Umbral.
Okay. Alright, well, my pick of the week, I have two, because why not? Because it's Batman, and it's Snyder's Batman. If you say, hey, man, I can't see the cover, well, it's all black. And
Danny Mickey did a great job inking that one.
the cover?
Yeah.
He did.
That was a burn.
That's...
He did such a good job.
Okay. You really threw me off.
I was going to say,
Uh,
it's lost in the ads again.
He didn't. No, apparently Plasinkia did the cover with Capullo.
Oh, sorry.
That is weird that anybody has a credit for that.
What did Capullo do? I mean, make it black. But here's the thing. This is going to be an awesome story because it has been so far, and how could it not? You've read it.
Yes.
It was cool.
It was good.
Heads up. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Not as good as the last issue, but I mean, that was the end of a big story, so this is the beginning of a new story. So
How sweet was that last issue?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Like, okay, one of my complaints about, there's not big complaints with Snyder and Capullo's Batman, but Court Owl's ending for that was a little underwhelming for me, and so was Death of the Family.
Well, because the problem is you can't just have them taken out completely. You've got to leave it out so that they can, come back for other stories. You can't get rid of Joker.
Right. But this,
Yeah.
like the first arc of like Zero Year, I love that. That was awesome. And I can't wait for, I guess, the second half, because this is...
I don't even remember how long it goes, but it seems like it's going to go on forever.
Yeah, which good.
Which is fine. I mean, it's good.
It's cool stuff.
You get a crazy new Batmobile on that issue.
It's pretty inside.
You do. You get a lot of good stuff. So, awesome. And I can't believe I'm talking about an Xmen comic and you're not going to.
I mean, if we go by the usual criteria of what I read first, I mean, it would have been all new X-Men. But I'm trying to shake it up some.
Have you read this?
I have not read that yet.
Well,
this
say what it is.
You like that?
Yeah.
Tell us what it is.
It's X-Men Gold. It's a one-shot, and it is for the 50th anniversary of the X-Men. Now, heads up, much like Batman, I need to also address this. The price tag for enjoyment is going to be a little bit higher than it usually is. We got $5 on Batman, $6 on X-Men Gold, but the length is there.
It did take me forever to read Batman.
So yeah, you're gonna get more comic, but why would you be interested in picking up X-Men Gold, you might ask? Well, it's because some of the greats to ever work on X-Men are working on X-Men Gold, or writing X-Men Gold. You get artists like Walt Simonson. What other artists are in here?
Bob McLeod, Jorge Molina.
Okay. And
but it's mostly the writers that we're looking at. Really.
Yeah, you're getting Louise Simonson, you're getting Chris Claremont, Stan Lee. Who's the other one that I can
Fabian Nicieza.
Okay.
Did Bendis write anything for it?
I don't think Bendis did. I think it was all older stuff.
An X-Men book Bendis hasn't written?
Well, he's not considered
a couple years ago, they were all that.
yeah, he's... Oh, that's weird.
That's what I was saying. It's got weird previews of the other... of Amazing and All New in the back.
That is bizarre, because it's... Yeah.
It's not the whole issues.
I thought it was just like a small taste, but okay. So yeah, if you're also on the fence about All New X-Men or Amazing X-Men, you get a nice sampler at the very end. So that's something different. But yeah, no, you get some cool stuff, and it takes you down memory lane with the X-Men, I assume.
I mean, it looks like it's clearly for more of the older fans of X-Men.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why they put that new stuff in there, because, you know, man, we don't read those young kid comics anymore.
I like the cover too.
The cover is cool.
You get the various variations of your favorite X-Men characters, which I say favorite X-Men characters.
I was gonna say, except for Gambit.
They're like Bishop on there and Gambit, but whatever. It's what it is, man. And I don't know why they went with Days of Future Past old Logan.
Because that's cool. He's got a movie coming out next year, dude.
Yeah, duh.
Alright, I'm sorry.
He's not going to be dressed like that at all.
No.
But, you know.
Alright, well, I see some Alex Ross over there.
Yep. My pick of the week is Astro City number 6. This book has been going on for a long time in various incarnations. If you've ever read Marvels, this is basically the same idea. Like the normal people seeing what's going on with the superheroes. And they just relaunched it about, 6 months ago, I guess, since this is number 6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been excellent, just as good as it's ever been. So,
It's Busick, right?
Busick's writing it. Alex Ross does the covers, and Brent Anderson does the interiors. So, if you're an old fan that was reading it and you're not sure about it, pick it up. If you're a new fan, they're almost always self-contained. Maybe 2-part stories at the most. And looks like Uhura's in this one. Michelle Nichols, or whatever you say her name. So, check it out.
Very cool.
And that's the picks of the weeks.
Yeah, that's it. So I guess that's all we got to talk about. If you haven't seen Thor, you have. Everyone did. That movie made a ton of money.
Yeah, if you're watching this, you've clearly seen Thor.
I hope so. If not, go see it. It's good. I guess that's it for this week. It's a big week, and why don't you tell us where we are located, Brian?
We're at Conway Comics and 255 Ferris Road, just behind good old UCA.
Good old UCA. All right, well, I guess that's it, unless I'm forgetting something, and I don't think that I am. Well, guys, it's been fun, and from nerdspan.com, I'm Matt Wood.
I'm Mara Wood.
And I'm Brian Keogh.
And we will see you next week. Thank you, guys.